Hey, welcome to Game Dev Weekly. If you're new here, I'm working on Hydroneer, a mining game where you dig for gold and other resources to build massive mining machines. If you're interested in checking out Hydroneer, head over to the Patreon link below. For the minimum tier of $2, you can jump into the game straight away. If you're interested in checking out the game when it's finished, head over to the Steam page, linked below. This week I'm going to start with a bug that's been really annoying me. I keep seeing it, and whenever I see it I'm always in the middle of something, so I keep forgetting to actually fix it. And it's literally been like this since the start of the game, and I think it's about time that I get around to doing it. So what it is like, let's say I'm just digging right here, yeah? It's got the animation of me digging in and then throwing it out. And this doesn't actually work when you are placing the dirt in the bucket. So if I dig right here and I place it in here, you can see the dirt gets removed from the shovel, but the animation doesn't actually play. And it's been something that's really bothered me for so long. I think when I created it, I just forgot to actually enable the animation for when it's placing it in the bucket. So that's the first bug that I'm just going to get rid of now. So the next bug I'm going to be looking at today involves these valve pipes. So with this building system, you can take a pipe and you can rotate it either this way, or you can rotate it this way as well. So like this, or like this. But there's a little problem, and that these valve pipes, for some reason, they only rotate this way, and they don't rotate the other way. So for instance, I couldn't put one right here, and it wouldn't actually stop the flow of water here. This is only happening with these pipes. It's probably just whenever I set them up, I didn't actually set them up right. So I've just got to change a little line of code and make sure that they can actually be rotated in the other axis. After a couple of days of finishing those bugs off and some other ones, I'm now moving on to the Steam page. I've noticed recently there's been a very big uptick in the amount of people that are actually coming to the Steam page and adding it to their wish list. So what I wanted to do is actually come back to the Steam page and do a bit more work on it. The graph, which I can't actually show you guys, looks a little bit something like this. I can't show you it because there's a Steam NDA thing, but it looks a little bit like this, I guess. So here's the Steam page as it is right now. When the user signs in, they can add it to their wish list with a button right here. There's a few things I want to change. I want to have a video in here and some better images, but I don't have a video ready to go yet, and also I'm going to wait a little while, maybe add some more photos later on. But what I can do in the meantime is I want to change this text right up here. I also want to have some kind of like images in here and make everything look a little bit nicer. Maybe even change up some of the wording. So after last week's video, I asked some people on Discord to come over to the page here and keep recommending some more of these tags right here. And what these tags do is right down at the bottom here, you'll see this says more like this, and other games with similar tags. And this is, I think, why I'm getting such a bigger uptick, is because these tags are, they're all community suggested. And so since I've been getting more and more of these tags, I'm getting more and more suggested on other pages. So maybe if you're reading this, if you could head over to the page, add it to your wish list, and throw in some more of these tags, that'd be really helpful. Anyway, I'm going to get started on these and try and make this page look a bit nicer. Okay, so I've just finished updating the Steam page. It's not exactly how I want it, but it's at least a step in the right direction. So I've changed up some wording over here at the top. I also created a news article down here just to redirect people to the YouTube channel. I don't like how, you know, there's both Hydroneer text right next to each other, but I guess as I add more of these kind of news articles, that it'll look a little bit different, so it's not that big of a deal. I also added a bit more words and obviously this image right here, so I think that's looking pretty good. Now I've finished updating the Steam page, I'm going to go back to doing some development. The final thing to do this week is to finish up these patch notes. I want to put the update out in maybe today or tomorrow. So first thing I need to do is to update all the patch notes to actually tell everyone what's actually in this patch. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so that's the patch notes finished. What I need to do now is to package the game into a playable executable file. Okay, so here we are with the finished update 0.5 build. So this is the exact copy that I'll be sending out to the Patreons. But first, what we got to do is test to make sure the physics system worked. If you watched the last week's episode, you'll actually see I had a little bit of a problem with getting the new physics system to work on one of the old saves. So I've just loaded this exact same save into this final package version, and we're going to see if it works. Okay, looking good so far. So things will be a little bit messed up. Some things may have fallen through. You may remember from last week there was some gems sitting here. Let's grab one of these torches and... Oh, let's grab one of these torches and head over there. Okay, well this is looking good at least. All of the objects are still actually in here. I'm pretty sure like this lantern was actually kind of floating up here. So maybe he can fix that with maybe like a shelf or something. Everything else though is looking pretty good. I think before I put out this patch notes I will warn everyone to back up their save files, but for now it seems like it's pretty good. So with that, I think I'm ready to upload this and send it out to the Patreons. So I think that's going to do it for this week. If you've enjoyed what you've seen and you want to jump into the game right now, you can head over to my Patreon. The link is in the description below. For a minimum tier of $2, you can jump straight into the game and play all of its updates. If you just want to check out the game later on, head over to the Steam page. The link for that is in the description below as well. Add it to your wish list. Big thanks to all my Patreons. Got quite a few new ones this week as well. I'm really happy to have your support. Thank you a lot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.